Hi Speedrunners, I'm Cleverstar. I'm on hold with a company that lets you sell your soul for any percent. I've just confirmed my purchase, and they'll send me my godly speedrunning skills in 10 or so minutes. I just had to sign this contract. I would read it all, but what's the worst that could happen? It's not like there's a side effect near the end of the video which you should stay and watch for, right? Originally, I was going to sell my soul for really slow percent, but my favourite streamer, Stupid is already a god at that, so I can't even compete with him. So I chose any percent. But why? Why any percent? Why do people even do any percent? Well, first of all, any percent is pretty much the most basic concept of a speedrun. You complete the game as fast as possible. Simple. The beauty of it is that you can show anyone an any percent speedrun and they will understand that a lot of effort has gone into it. I'm sure even this random person who has now appeared next to me understands it. Is any percent impressive?
What's a video game?
Okay, almost anyone understands it. When most people think of Minecraft speedruns or Mario speedruns, a lot of the time, they'll first think of any percent. That's also why it's generally the most popular of all speedrun categories. Anyone with a video game can speedrun any percent with or without the knowledge of complicated tricks and routes. They just need to beat the game in the fastest way they know how. Without the best information, of course they're not going to get a world record, but either way, they're speedrunning. That's it! They've become a speedrunner. I remember when I became a speedrunner. Almost done. So close. And done. I'm a speedrunner. Then, however, there are the people who didn't become a speedrunner just yesterday. People who have probably spent many months or often years practicing these any percent runs to get them as good as possible. They make any percent really shine. They give people the hope that they can take that same place in the leaderboards as them and maybe even strive for a world record. If you take a look at the leaderboard for any popular games on speedrun.com, you can see the different types of speedrunners. Down at the bottom, you can see the longest runs. These people have just completed the game probably for the first time and have decided that they should put it on speedrun.com. I have one thing to say to those people. Why? If you head up a bit, you find people who have completed the game a good couple times and improved upon themselves. These people are both clever and stupid. They're clever because they get an okay time without having any help online. They just work it out on their own. But their times are still garbage. If you have access to speedrun.com, then there's no reason why you couldn't look for a guide or a tutorial. Even further up, you get the people who think they're really good at the game, then the people who actually are good, then the people who have spent quite a while practicing, and, at the top, the people who have sold their soul for any percent. These people are incredibly good, but also still trash. Good because, well, just look at this clip for example. This is a clip from Celeste world record holder Bye-Bye. Just look at them zoom. I've never played Celeste in my life, and I can still tell that I would fail 100 times just playing casually on this part. They're insane. But how are they also trash, you may ask? Because that should be me! I just need this transaction to take place, and you'll be seeing the name Cleverstar in first. Probably. Hopefully. So, let's talk about my personal experience with any percent. The games I've properly tried doing any percent with include Bowser's Fury, Super Mario 64, and Planet Coaster. Don't ask me about that last one, I have no idea what went through my head back then. However, the game I've sunk hundreds of hours into, Mario Odyssey, is the game I can give my most detailed thoughts about. Learning how to speedrun any percent well does take quite a while. You learn the right skills, the right routes. You get better, but then you want to get even better and even better. You keep going and going and going. You learn better tactics and routes and all sorts to try and get better. And then, after that point, you go one of two ways. Some people keep on going to try get better and better times. They have a goal in their head about what time they'd like to achieve eventually. Usually, they reach that time and decide that it was too easy and they'd still like to sell their soul and keep on improving. The other way that people go is a bit like me. They get to a point with any percent that they just don't really enjoy it anymore. At least, they don't really enjoy it on the game that they were running. After they give up on any percent, people do other categories or try to get to the same point on a different speed game. That's the thing about any percent. Almost all speedrunners try it. Then, they either love it or hate it. They either want to keep on going to be the best, or trail off to run other games and categories. There are of course others like me, who are somewhere in the middle. But generally, it's like Marmite. People really like it, or absolutely despise it. At least it's called Marmite here. I'm pretty sure it's called Vegemite, or Bovril everywhere else. People should just make up their minds and call it Vobovmargivrilmite. Or Mavrilbargibamite. How did I get onto this topic again? Since when do yeast extracts appear in speedrunning videos? If you just take a scroll through my YouTube channel, you can see what I switched to instead, at least for this game. I find challenge runs very interesting. Playing the game backwards, not touching any water, trying to get a minimum amount of things in a game. It's fun. However, you almost always have to have a decent any percent time or people don't really hold you with high enough respect. What's your any percent time? Oh, I haven't done any percent for this game for like a year. Well, what time did you get back then? Oh, I don't really think it matters. Just tell me. It's, I got a 112. You are a disgrace to speedrunning. Well, what's your time? 140. I just bully people about their speedrun time, so I feel better about my terrible Scottish accent. For some reason, any percent is held as the most prestigious of all skills. It kind of makes sense. It's the most popular category, so there's a really good chance the person you're talking to will have tried it. But is that a good thing? I don't know. You decide. But about me saying there's a really good chance that the person you're talking to will have tried it, it only really applies if you're talking to someone online who plays video games. Otherwise, I'm a bit completely, incredibly, absolutely, factually incorrect. I've never met a single human being face to face who has ever speedrun. In that case, the chance is really not that high at all. Unless, maybe, once I have my magic speedrun powers, I will be able to inspire everyone I meet to do any percent. But then I'll have a lot more competition trying to beat me. You never can win, can you? So, should you do it? Should you do any percent? Well, after all the not-so-great things I've said about it, you might think that I'd say no. Well, actually, any percent is a brilliant place to start. It's only bad if you exhaust yourself doing the same run again and again and again and again. If you're just starting to speedrun a game, it's perfect. Due to it being the most popular, it's always going to be the most well-documented run. You will easily be able to find other players' runs and tutorials and whatever to get yourself started. It's a run that takes you through the whole game and allows you to experience almost all of the tricks and secrets in your game. It gets you prepared to move on to other categories perfectly. And then, when you decide to every now and then, take a look at the professionals. You'll be able to understand the hard work and care that's gone into getting them this perfect and this fluid in their runs. They spend literal years improving and discovering new unknown tricks and secrets within games. You can even strive to get that good yourself. Just don't wear yourself out and do any percent amongst other things, and you'll enjoy it. Any percent is an art. The art of any percent. Near the end there, how did that turn into like an inspirational speech? I have no idea. Anyway, when's my transaction done? Transaction complete. Your soul has been sold for any percent. Deployment of speedrunning powers commencing. No refunds as stated in clause 64 of the terms and conditions. Goodbye. Nothing happened. That's interesting. I really should have read those terms and conditions.